All right, so the Green Bay Packers just released their final injury report here in Week 6, where they head back to Green Bay to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this list includes 5 players questionable and 1 out. So in today's video, we're going to break down the Packers injury report, what every designation means, and then also take a look at the Arizona Cardinals injury report ahead of this Week 6 game. Go down, click the subscribe button if you happen to be a new viewer here and you want to stay in the loop with everything Green Bay Packers, from injury reports, game analysis, film review, live streams during the games. You'll find it all here on this channel. I'd really appreciate it if you guys went down and clicked subscribe. So let's get right into it, and let's bring up the screen and start on the Packers injury report, which includes 5 players questionable. At the top is the first questionable player. That is cornerback Jaire Alexander, who was limited all week during practice and does have a questionable tag. Now, last week, I honestly thought he'd be back, and he wasn't. I, again, think Jaire will be playing in this game, and I think the Packers definitely need him in this game. I know that's kind of an obvious there, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is a great wide receiver. I think Hafley would shadow Jaire on Marvin Harrison Jr., at least I would hope so. Plus, getting Jaire back allows Hafley to be a little bit more aggressive, which I think he should. So hopefully Jaire can suit up for this game. The next collection of players on this list hold no designation. Zane Anderson, Kenny Clark, Edgerrin Cooper, John Ford, Elton Jenkins, and Tucker Kraft. Now, Jonathan Ford has yet to be activated. We saw Luke Musgrave placed on IR today. The corresponding move is, of course, John Fitzpatrick at tight end, who won't play this weekend. Matt LaFleur mentioned John Fitzpatrick will not be playing, so assume them to either call up Andrew Beck, Messiah Swinson, or both. But Jonathan Ford has yet to be activated back to that point, so we'll see if they activate him, potentially placing Devontae Wyatt on IR. It's kind of already been 2 weeks. It would have made more sense to place him on IR when the injury first happened, but we'll see what they do with Jonathan Ford, which he looks fully ready to go if they do indeed activate him. Elton Jenkins, also no designation, and Tucker Kraft, no designation. This is great to see here. Matt LaFleur mentioned after practice that he's good to go and he will play in this game. With his groin injury he picked up after Wednesday's practice, he was limited Thursday and Friday, but he is good to go. We don't need another tight end injury, especially Tucker Kraft, who's been amazing through the first 5 weeks. Now we get into a couple more of the questionable players for the Green Bay Packers, one being Jordan Morgan, who has a shoulder injury, returned to practice, is limited all week. He actually returned to practice last week. Then we have Aaron Mosby here with a shoulder injury, full participant all week, but questionable. It's a little bit of a surprise there. Luke Musgrave, we just talked about, he was placed on IR, so out the next 4 weeks minimum. Zach Tom, Carrington Valentine also hold no designation. Now, a new one today that is definitely an issue is Rasheed Walker, added to the injury report today with a knee injury. Now, he was limited. That's great to see. It wasn't added to the report and he didn't practice, but he's still questionable. So my wonder is, what would the Packers do if Rasheed can't play? Probably put Andre Dillard out there at left tackle, right? I feel like we forgot that guy's even on the team. I don't think they'd throw Jordan Morgan coming back from an injury right at left tackle. I think that would be a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. Not saying Jordan Morgan can't eventually do that, but coming right back from injury, not practicing a ton in the past month, throwing him right into left tackle, I don't think that would be the best case. I think it would be Andre Dillard, but I hope Rasheed Walker can play in this game. He's been a great pass protector. Christian Watson practicing all week. This one was definitely a surprise. When Wednesday came around and it was like Christian Watson has been on practicing, I was shocked. And then we had that whole fiasco on Twitter with his dad pretty much stating that it wasn't a high ankle sprain, it was a medial ankle sprain, which obviously is the case, and that makes more sense why he returned to practice so soon and is ready to play, or at least questionable for this game. I think Christian Watson does play. Matt LaFleur also mentioned that Romeo Doubs will be playing in this game. Now, to what extent, I'm not sure. Will he get limited snaps and the Packers kind of see how he reacts to that? I really have no idea. I don't think they'll just throw him right back into where he was and give him, most of the snaps as a wide receiver 1 or 2. I think they're going to drop it a little bit just because of what happened, and maybe give Dontavian Wicks the snaps, or Christian Watson, or even someone like Bo Melton getting more snaps in this game. We'll see what happens, but Dobbs is definitely playing. Watson may play. And then finally, Devontae Wyatt is the only out player on this list. No surprise here. Again, I don't know the longevity of this injury. You would expect him to start practicing next week, considering the Packers didn't put him on IR when the injury happened, but it just seemed kind of timed a little bit weird, so who knows? We'll see when he's available and when he's able to come back. Now to quickly go over the Arizona Cardinals injury report, also a pretty lengthy one that includes 4 questionable players and 2 out players. The questionable players are Kelvin Beachum, their starting right tackle, who was limited the last 2 days and is questionable. I would assume this guy's going to play, but if not, that's a big blow for this Arizona Cardinals offensive line. Christian Jones, another offensive lineman, ankle injury, full all week and questionable. You know, if you practice full participant all week, I don't even know why you have a questionable tag. Zay Jones was returning from suspension, but has a hamstring injury. He is just listed as out. He was a full participant Wednesday, then limited the last 2 days. So maybe that hamstring happened in practice. I'm not sure, but limited the last 2 days, but he's out. So not to worry about Zay Jones. Now they still have Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch, Marvin Harrison Jr., so they still have a lot of weapons there. The other questionable is Matt Prater, limited all week with a left knee. A big telltale sign will be if the Cardinals call up a kicker. If they believe Matt Prater won't be able to go. That would be, again, a huge blow for that team. Darius Robinson is out, calf injury. He was returning from IR, but did not participate the last 2 days. He is out. Garrett Williams is also questionable. This is huge. This is by far their best cornerback. He's their nickel cornerback, and he's actually been pretty good this season compared to the other cornerbacks on the team that have not been good. Groin injury, limited all week, questionable. So that's going to be a big one to watch out for on Sunday. Those are all the injury updates, the final injury report with all the designations ahead of this Week 6 matchup, Packers versus Cardinals in Green Bay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.